Conchairs, ladies and gentlemen, round up here. Come down this end, please.
Reverend Fathers, Councillors, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of Westport Horse Fair, I want to welcome each and every one of you here to the fair. We're very lucky today that we have a fine day. Last year was a disaster. I want to acknowledge a few things. Only for Councillor Brendan Mulroy and Councillor John O'Malley. They were the instigators of getting this fair running today. We had awful trouble as regards funding to try and get for cleaning up the street and also for closing off the street. Now, I'm a long time organising this fair, and I never had the problems that we had this year. But fair play to the two boys, they stepped up to the plate. Now what I would say is that we are coming up to an election. It won't be too long. And surely to goodness, more money needs to be put into something like events like this. I know that a lot of money has gone into May Day. We know all about that. We know there's a lot of money spent. And I also know that the diaspora and what have you. But we need to look after what we have. It's very important that this fair and Heritage Day goes ahead. So again, I want to thank these lads, and I'd like you to show your appreciation for these two boys. We organised this fair way back in the 70s. And how it happened was, that always remember that Westport had a fair, always had a horse fair. And it was on the 30th of October. There was one day elapsed, and then you had the big fair, November Day. But what we did was, we brought the fair forward, because with the weather being so inclement, we figured out that it was better, and certainly it's good to have such a fine day today. That's the reason we brought it forward. I'd like at this stage to thank everybody that's involved, and certainly you can see the amount of vintage we have here today. Now don't forget, this fair didn't happen overnight. This fair is costing in the region of $3,500 to put on here today. That's the type of money we're talking about. So a lot of people might think that, oh, you come into a fair or whatever, but no, we have insurance, we have a lot of things that we have to pay. And I don't mind that, there's no problem with that. But the thing that I would say is that the more money we can get, the better we can put on a show. Now I want to thank everybody that turned out today here. It certainly is a great turnout. Now the only problem that we have is, we have a problem with horses. We don't have too many horses. And the reason being is that people sell them now at sales, and they sell them at marts, and that's it. But I would appeal that whoever is running this outfit next year, whoever it's going to be, I appeal to the horse owners to try and support it at least, and maybe we might be fit to, maybe if we got some money, we might be fit to put something towards the owners that bring in horses. We might organise something. So that's, now the other side of it as well, that as you know, both sides of the Mall here are cordoned off, and I want to thank the residents as well. For they don't seem to worry about it. They're very happy to see the fair. So that's what I have to say about it at the minute. So I want to congratulate our councillors, Councillor Johnny O'Malley, Councillor Brendan Mulroy, and the new councillor, Councillor Chris Maxwell from Lewisburg, who topped the poll. It was a great feat for Chris. Apologies from Peter Flynn, he can't be with us today. And I'd also like to acknowledge the great work that Councillor Christy Hyland did when he was a councillor. So with that, I'll ask Councillor Johnny O'Malley to say a few words. Thank you.
Thank you, Paddy Joe, Reverend Father, fellow councillors, ladies and gentlemen. I'm delighted to be here today to say a few words to you on behalf of the horse fair. Paddy Joe is right. The council have a lot of money for things that we don't see any benefit from. And in this upcoming budget, I will be proposing that there's money set aside for things like the festivals and fairs and other events throughout the county. Because it's the people that organise, like Paddy Jonas committee that organise this fair and try and keep it going, and no help from the council. We're very lucky we had to fight, Councillor Roy and myself had to fight to get them to come and clean up the streets. They wanted Paddy Joe to do it and the committee to do it. And we had to fight for that. And we had to fight for them to put an ad in the paper. An ad that's been in the paper for years. So it's not just this show, it's every other show. We will be looking for, in the budget, for the council to make sure that there's money held back and made available for such events. Because these are the kind of events that bring people to towns and help the business people in the town. And it's a heritage day and a lot of people come, a lot of visitors, and that's what we like to see. And we're blessed with the weather today, and it's great to see so many people here. I suppose, as Paddy Joe said, there's not many horses, and I suppose as he outlined here, there's a few reasons for that. People do sell horses on Dundee and on different marts and fairs and sales and things like that. But I suppose there's another reason as well that I do often be thinking about is the government don't want us using cash, they want us using cards. Well, there's nobody selling horses here that will be taking a card, and you can't take a check from a stranger. So the thing is, if we went back to the cash and plenty of cash in people's pocket, they might buy and sell something here. So we're going to try and promote that in the years ahead, that there will be more horses here and people can come with their cash and buy and sell them. Look, I want the children to know that we're delighted to see so many kids here today and looking at everything that they have. And this thrasher machine, Mick McLaughlin had the thrasher machine here. And I was telling somebody earlier, in days gone by when I was a kid, we used to love working the thrasher. We didn't care how many hours we had to spend working until we came for the crack. And the crack, you put the mouse in somebody's pocket and things like that, you know. And we used to enjoy that whole crack, but we didn't care what work we had to do. But look, I'm not going to detain you any longer other than to say that I'm delighted to be here. I thank the people that supported me in the council election, and I intend to be working for you in every way I can. With every bit of blood in my body, I'll work for you, and I'll make sure that what the council should deliver to you will be delivered to you. I don't want to turn this into a political speech now, and I'm not going to, but I'm going to say to Paddy Joe, fair play to you, Paddy Joe, you have done a great job down through the years. We intend to keep this fair going, and please God, we have great weather today, and please God, next year we'll see a bigger fair, a bigger and better fair, and we won't have to be scrounging and begging looking for money from the council. Thanks very much, ladies and gentlemen.
No, I call on Councillor Brendan Mulroy.
Thanks, Paddy Joe. I didn't realise it was John O'Zordash I was going to today. Just to wish him well in the future. Look, on a lighter note, to be fair, I just want to congratulate Paddy Joe and his committee, his bunch of volunteers and everyone associated with today. the amount of effort that goes into this, people don't see it behind the scenes. And to be fair to Paddy Joe Foy and his loyal group of supporters and friends who've helped him down through the years, what people don't realise is it's not just today they come out and support Westport and the surrounding areas, but they also volunteer for St. Patrick's Day and any other event that takes place in Westport. Paddy Joe and his stewards are there to be seen. As I always say, there's no show like a Paddy Joe show. Well, there wasn't until I came across the Jono show, but apart from that, it's all good. Look, I just don't want to hold anyone up today. I take on board what Councillor Malley said in relation to what on before, the council not cleaning up the streets and that sort of nonsense that was going on, but that was never going to happen on our watch. And I just want to say to Paddy Joe and to the people of Westport and to the people of West Mayo area that we represent, that we'll do our best to represent the people to the best ability we can do that. And again, I just want to congratulate everyone. It's great to see the weather fine, great to see people out. And when Jono talks about cash, I'm looking around me and I see loads of places across the mall here where you could deposit cash, Jono. So maybe if we could get the cash back and the horses sold and the banks and the post office open along with the credit union, there'll be no problem and everything will be fair and love and more. Thanks very much.
Thanks, Brendan. And I'm just after hearing there now 2 minutes ago from Frank Flannery from Eastgate, his father 40 years ago he got 1,500 for a foal in this town. 40 years ago. Now I call on Councillor Chris Maxwell.
Thanks, Paddy Joe. I'm delighted to be here this year as an elected councillor in West Mayo from the Louisburg area. Firstly, I want to thank Paddy Joe and his fantastic team, committee members and his family for keeping this show going, organising it and keeping it alive and kicking. It's rural Ireland at its best, and all our young people, my kids, my grandchild, all of that era need to come and witness this from now on. We know it's as the man, some people can say it's a tradition and things that's dying out. Well, I think now, from now on, this is what has to be kept alive to show people how things were done in our grandparents' time and in our parents' time. It is vital and essential that this is kept going. It brings people and it brings tourism into our towns. It's a fantastic achievement, and with the help of God, I will do my best to make sure that he gets a bit of funding from my contribution over the next couple of years to keep the likes of this going. When I was a young fella, when I got my first foal, Paddy Joe and his son Pádraig broke that mare. I looked after her. I got her from my Uncle Joe, Lord to mercy on him, a great supporter of this show. He was here every year until his demise. That mare that Paddy Joe and his son broke, she went on to be, she was entered in the Mare of the Future down in Clare many years ago. Now she didn't win it, but she was well up the line. And I want to thank him and his family for helping out in preparing that mare for showing that time. Sadly, well not sadly, as I say, I had enough, too many irons in the fire. I have no horses now at the minute. But it is essential that the likes of this show, the Westport Horse Show, the Louisburg Horse Show and the Westport Fair are funded and kept running. It's essential for our young people to realise where they came from. Once again, people, I hope you enjoyed the day, and I want to thank Paddy Joe again and his committee for keeping this fair going. Thank you.
Thank you, Chris. Before I call on the last speaker, just less than a month ago, we lost a great supporter of the fair and a great committee man, Tommy O'Malley from Kilmena. Tommy passed away only a couple of weeks ago. So today I would like us to stand for a minute's silence in memory of Tommy and also all the deceased members that have passed over the years. We'll have 1 minute silence, please. In the fair for us, and he'll bless us, and God knows we need it.
Thank you, Paddy Joe, and we begin by checking your pockets.
case there's any mice in them. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. The Lord promised to be with us where 2 or 3 are gathered in my name, and we ask him now to bless our gathering and all that take part here today. Heavenly Father, we gather here today to celebrate Westport Horse Fair and Heritage Day. We ask your blessings upon all participants. Watch over and protect all horse and animal owners, sellers, to one another, to the past, to the present, to the future. May this day be filled with laughter, learning, and love of care of neighbour. Nanmanar, Savik, Spirit Neve, Banishiv Galir, bless you all. God bless you. Up Mayo.
Thank you, Father. Well, there's nothing left for me to say now, only to thank everybody that came out today and supported the fair. Hopefully, we'll be back again next year, or somebody will be back. With the way times are, we don't know who's going to be back, but we'll be hoping to be back. And again, I want to thank all our councillors, and I know that the newly elected councillor Chris Maxwell, he will be forthcoming with anything that he can do from his funds to try and help the fair. So again, have a good day. Thank you very much. God bless.